Can your smartphone make you a better sewer? Today I'm going to show you 5 ways it can help you reach your sewing goals. So stick with me and I'll show you how to do it. Smartphones. It's hard to believe that we've only had them for about 10 years. Some of you may have even had Blackberries and Palm Pilots before that. They all have features that will help you stay organized and get things done. So before I go to work or when I just get home from work, I set my timer for 30 minutes and I sew. 30 minutes of guilt-free pleasure, and if I have more time I can sit back down, but if not, I know I've got my 30 minutes in. I also use my timer when I have to do something I don't want to do. It could be something difficult, it could be just a technique I don't want to use. I have a sewing project that I just have some mental block with. If I put my timer on for 30 minutes or 20 minutes or sometimes as little as 10 minutes, I figure I can do anything for 10 minutes. And if I just work through, at least I'll have 10 minutes more done of that project. Often that's enough to get me over the hump, or I just work at it 10 minutes at a time. I also set my timer for 20 minutes once a week to help me tidy up. I cannot believe how much tidying I can get done in 20 minutes. I also use my timer when I free motion quilt. I start off with the best of intentions, with my shoulders back, my arms square, but as I quilt over time, I begin to slouch. So I set my timer for 5 minutes, and every 5 minutes I readjust. I squeeze my hands to release the tension, I sit up straight, realign my back, and then keep going. I also use my timer for things like reminding me that I have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea somewhere that I need to drink. I love the reminder feature on my smartphone. I use it for everything. My brain is just so full of stuff all the time. I dump as much as I can into my phone. So here are my top 4. Hey Siri, set me a reminder once every week to change my sewing needle.
Okay, your reminder is set starting next Thursday.
Hey Siri, set a reminder for me every other day to clean my machine.
Okay.
Set a reminder for me to change my rotary blade every Sunday.
Okay.
Set a reminder for me every second Saturday of the month to put away my fabric.
Okay.
Set a reminder for me every third Saturday of the month to organize my scraps.
Okay.
If you want to know more about scrap management, I'm going to link my video here. And you can just go from there with every reminder that you need. Put on reminders to make baby gifts, put a reminder once a month before birthdays, if you're going to make anything. There are so many things you can dump into your phone so you don't have to remember them. I remember 20 years ago when the first phone could take pictures, and I thought, who would ever want to take pictures with their phone? Now the average person takes 5 photos a day. I use my camera to make a photo diary of my quilts. From the fabric pull to block photos to progression photos, I show it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I keep them all in one album on my phone. That way, if I ever need them for a blog post or a newsletter, I've got them all in one place. Another album I keep on my phone is inspiration. You can find inspiration anywhere, whether it be outdoors or indoors, an art gallery or a conference center. You can even get it from a hotel bedspread. There's going to be days when you're feeling dull and you can't get yourself going. Take a look back at those pictures and I'll guarantee that they'll spark something. The last thing I like to do with my camera is check my blocks for value. It's as simple as taking a photo and changing it to black and white. Whenever I'm doing a fabric pull, I will also check for value. The higher the range in value, the higher the contrast in your quilt. If you don't know what I mean by value, check out my color theory series. I'm going to link it up here. The Notepad is more than a glorified list maker. Now, you know I love lists and I love checking things off the list, but now you can incorporate photos, you can incorporate drawings, you can also scan documents like patterns so you don't have to drag them everywhere with you. And lastly, there are apps where you can download your favorite quilting magazines. And of course, the YouTube app, where you can watch your favorite quilting videos. While quilting, I like to binge watch my favorite shows on Netflix. I've been an Audible member for 15 years and have quite the library to listen to as well. But sometimes I'll download a free audiobook from Overdrive in my local library. And I use convert units to convert from metric to imperial and back again. I'm sure there's lots of other good apps out there for quilting. Which ones do you use? Let me know in the comments. Now, not only are all of our brains different from each other, but they also work at different speeds at different times. So for every smartphone app, there is an analog version of doing things. This is what we did before we had smartphones. So if it feels better, instead of using a timer on your phone, you can easily just use a regular timer. Instead of reminders, you can write them in a calendar or a day planner. Camera, I guess the analog version of that would be more like a Polaroid, so you have an instant photo in front of you. Drawing, instead of drawing on a phone, you can draw on a piece of paper. Instead of taking pictures of the fabric stash, maybe you can get a little swatch and staple them all together in a project sheet. And of course, with the apps, I'm sure we still know how to do it the old-fashioned way. And you'll probably find that there may be 2 or 3 of these areas where you prefer to use the phone and then a couple that you prefer to use pen and paper for. It's all right. We walk around with this thing in the back of our pocket all day long. We might as well use it. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share it with all your quilting friends. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell beside the subscribe button to be notified when I make new videos. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest at Just Get It Done Quilts. So take care, and I'll see you next time.